what are the causes of this increasing bilirubin in the system? Because if it is increasing, we are getting the jaundice. So what caused the accumulation of this in the system? One of the things that can cause this, of course, already if you are here, you know, one is a liver problem. That is a major pathway. Why is jaundice so common in newborn babies? Now, newborn babies are born with a liver that is not as active as you. Okay, newborn babies are born with an inactive liver, so they have to survive before the liver picks up. And now if they're overwhelmed with the bilirubin, so their blood cells are being broken down so fast, they have maybe a hemolytic anemia, now they end up having all these problems with jaundice. So it's about their liver, okay? And then also, I'll tell you this for free. Your grandmother or your mother was not stupid to air you out in the sun. Because the sun, the UV radiation, when they hit the skin of the child, they help in metabolism of this bilirubin. That's the reason why newborn babies who are born prematurely, when they are born prematurely and they have jaundice, they are put through certain light that is called phototherapy. We'll see it when we're talking about management. So phototherapy, what it does is there's a certain ray, a certain wavelength of rays that when they hit the skin, they activate breakdown of bilirubin and is now excreted through urine and through stool. And that's how they survive. And there are babies who are born, immediately they are born, 2 days of life, they are getting jaundice already. And also, there is a component in breast milk. I'll not mention the name because it is still under study. There's a component in breast milk that can actually block the metabolism of bilirubin. So breast milk can actually be also another problem in these children. However, breast milk from a mother who has been feeding on crappy diets. Don't start creating excuses. Oh, you know what? Now breast milk is a problem. Now I have to feed my child with milk formula. Just remember, milk formula is going to mess your child's gut, and this child will be unable to metabolize bilirubin. Okay? They will be unable. Now they'll have problems. So you would rather prefer the one that is in the breast milk, because breast milk does not affect the gut microorganisms. If any case, it adds up to the good bacteria in the gut of the child. So one, if you have these condition, you have high levels of bilirubin, you are headed into jaundice, and then the complication will bring kernicterus. What is happening is, one, of course, you are either making so much or breaking so much red blood cells. A lot of red blood cells are being worn out, are being broken down. Or the excretion mechanism for this bilirubin that is coming out of the breakdown of these red blood cells is actually blocked. From there, you already see the red light. One, you're either having hemolytic anemia that is breaking down the red blood cells so fast. Two, you're having maybe a genetic condition that actually makes the liver to be unable to metabolize the bilirubin, because there's a condition called Gilbert syndrome. You can actually Google that, Gilbert syndrome, from the name Gilbert. Gilbert syndrome is where the liver is unable to break down bilirubin. And that one is genetic, but again, that one is maybe a 1 or 0.2% of the condition. So genes are not to be blamed here. You blame what caused the fatty liver, what caused the cirrhosis, what caused the liver problem, the occlusion of the liver, all those, okay? Yeah. So one is a liver disease. So either cirrhosis, hepatitis, a fatty liver disease, and all that. Or sometimes infections, like viral infections. Hepatitis is a part of the viral infections, bacterial infections of the liver, all this, and even worm infestation, because there are worms that actually go through the liver, and there are worms that actually go through multiple organs, the liver, the lungs. So you see, life cycle of those intestinal worms. They go to the liver, they are released in the bloodstream, some of them get their way to the lungs, and when you start coughing, is a reflex. They irritate your throat, you cough them, they come into your throat, and then you swallow them. Kumbe, iyo kumeza, it's you actually encouraging the life cycle to continue. So if you spit it out, you've messed them up, they'll die. But when you swallow it, some of you who just cough, and then you swallow back your sputum, woi. Yeah, yes, sickle cell anemia can be part of it, Team 𝗘𝗘𝗦, because sickle cell anemia, the system identifies that these cells are actually messed up. They are not complete. They are not well shaped. So their morphology is actually messed up. So they are sent into the spleen and they are destroyed at a very high rate. So when you start destroying them at a high rate, you're releasing bilirubin, or you're releasing hemoglobin. And this hemoglobin is the one that's going to be metabolized to give you bilirubin. Remember, our problem is bilirubin, which is a metabolite of hemoglobin, and the breakdown of red blood cells. Number 2, enzyme problems, enzyme deficiencies. Now remember, the liver makes enzymes, and these enzymes are there to help you break down bilirubin, and they're also there to conjugate. Remember we said when heme is broken down, it releases unconjugated bilirubin, which is fat soluble. So there are enzymes that are involved in conjugation. Pharmacists will tell you this is phase 2 reactions or phase 2 metabolic pathways or reactions. Phase 1 is oxidation, reduction, and hydroxylation. Phase 2 is now conjugation, where you make the substance more water soluble so that it can be excreted from the body. Now, if you lack enzymes, and apparently there's a system in the liver of enzymes that is called the CYP, cytochrome P450. It is an enzyme system that breaks down drugs, that breaks down a lot of things in the liver. So this enzyme system is the one that breaks down bilirubin to release it out. But if you don't have these enzymes that are actually supposed to conjugate bilirubin to make it water soluble, you will suffer the consequences. So this also can be genetic, but these enzymes can also come in as a result of a liver problem. So if you have a dysfunctional liver, you're unable to produce more enzymes to help you break down bilirubin. So one, we say it is a liver problem. 2 is an enzyme deficiency problem, which can be linked to the liver problem. Number 3, of course, obstruction of the biliary system. See, for you to release or for you to contract the gallbladder so that you can eject the bilirubin out, there are ducts. We have the cystic duct, we have the bile duct, and then it connects to the pancreatic duct and we ease it out in the small intestines. So imagine if we have something like a gallstone that is occluding these biliary ducts or the pancreatic duct or the cystic duct. You will have problems. You will have it accumulating in the gallbladder, and now it brings you problems, can bring you infection, can bring you jaundice, and now that has to be treated. So surgical removal of those stones that are occluding this can actually happen. So you can go through a surgery to remove them. Now, this is a problem to people who have already done surgery for removal of the gallbladder. I really pity people who have their organs chopped off or their organs removed. The problem is not you, and you're not responsible for anything. The only problem is you had the wrong information and you end up getting messed up and getting this condition that you can actually regulate by dietary modifications. Okay? So understand that. Understand if you have any occlusion, whether the cystic duct or the bile duct or the pancreatic duct, this can actually cause accumulation of these products. Number 3, as it comes into the small intestines, a messed up gut is number 3 cause of jaundice, because these microorganisms, they are supposed to break down this to release urobilinogen. Urobilinogen. So of course, if you have a problem with the gut microorganisms, if you have a messed up gut, problems with jaundice. Okay? And then the last one, of course, is hemolytic disorders. Maybe hemolytic disease of the newborn, maybe anemia, hemolytic anemia in adults, maybe malaria and other conditions that actually involve the breakdown of these red blood cells. Some drugs are also here. Some anti-cancer drugs which break down these red blood cells so fast can actually be there. Okay, so now you know. So you either overproducing the hemoglobin or the bilirubin, or you're blocking the pathway for metabolism, basically the liver, or you're blocking the excretion pathway, which is basically the small intestines through the stool out, or the reabsorbed one through the kidneys into the urine and out. So kidney problem can also be a problem here. So take care of the kidneys, take care of the gut, take care of the liver. They will take care of you. They will take care of your child. And these are the conditions that you will never see in your children.